Alright, hello folks. I've got a 1 hour video here, an actual completed flight. Um, I personally had no problems. Maybe I did, but I had some piloting issues, but the game worked. And, let's just get this started. We're at Chicago O'Hare as our departure. Um, It kept calling me United. I think because in Free Flight I changed my call sign. Um, I do need to delete the call sign, so in career mode it calls me whatever airline I'm flying for. Here we go. So it was calling me United. I have no idea exactly which airline this is. The S7 airline.
Good morning, Captain. First time working together. I'm W, your first officer.
It's a weird name, but okay.
Captain, it's Aaron the Pursuer. Ready to board passengers. Waiting on your go-ahead.
There's some crummy weather in Chicago today.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738. Could you please get the passengers on board?
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738. That way is going to be connected.
Excuse me. For those that have headphones, sorry. I don't have a... Well, I do have a mute button. I just forget to hit it.
Ground. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738. Could you please send the baggage?
So, this was a
Alpha 738. Baggage is on the way.
6-hour flight. I
We've completed
got up to cruise altitude and then I skipped to descent.
Ground.
Instead of
United
flying
Mike
over the
Whiskey Alpha
Atlantic.
738. Could you please send the catering truck?
United Mike
I
Whiskey
basically
Alpha
got to
738.
cruise
The catering
altitude.
truck is on the road.
And we'll see it in here. I think I got to cruise altitude just as I crossed the lakes. Just as I got my feet dry again. Now, someone had commented about
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738.
turning down
Ready to
level
copy
of
IFR
detail.
clearance to Keflavik.
I looked at my options on the
United Mike
Xbox
Whiskey Alpha
version of
738
this game,
is cleared to
and
Keflavik Airport.
there's no way
Fly the
to
Oscar
actually
Romeo
turn
Delta
down
8 departure.
level of
Expect
details.
runway
So,
10 left. Maintain flight level
the game
350.
works or doesn't work
Departure frequency is 125.0.
on
Squawk
its
4104.
whims, apparently. Now, I didn't have any graphic issue this flight. I didn't have any sound issues, and I had no controller
Oscar
issues.
Romeo Delta 8 departure. Runway 10 left. Maintain flight level tree 50. Departure frequency is 125.0. Squawk 4104. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738. Read back correct. Contact ground on 122.9. Good day. All luggage on board, Captain.
Ground. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738. Requesting pushback.
United Mike Whiskey
Now,
Alpha
since
738.
I did not want to sit
Pushback
here and
request
hold the
accepted.
phone for 6 hours and try to do a commentary for you guys, I didn't know if anybody'd even show up for that stream. I didn't want to record on Twitch for 6 hours and then come over here and have to do another 6 hours. That's 12 hours for one flight. Roughly 12, just 12 hours. You might as well say 14 hours for just one recorded flight. But, I don't mind skipping and losing out some points, really. I mean, as long as I don't restart the career itself, sacrificing points doesn't help, and
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738. Taxi to and hold short of runway 10, left via taxiway Victor 4 November, tree November Zulu. Contact tower on 126.9er when ready.
now, I don't like where they pushed us back.
Taxi to and hold short runway 10
We needed to be back a little bit further from these,
November Zulu. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738.
bridgeways. But this is where they stopped us. I believe I asked for a second pushback and it didn't even move us. Yeah, because where we're sitting, there is no way the jet could turn without running into something with the wing. Luckily, we went through the jetway. Let's get some lights going. Yeah, you do the automatic startup procedure, it doesn't put your lights on, and I probably should have had anti-ice on while I was in the air, but since I was only going to get up to cruise and then skip to descent, I didn't do it. But like, that's, what is this? This would make 2 or 3 successful streamed flights this week. If it was gonna keep acting up, I was just gonna stop playing again. But I gotta take it day by day. I could have just skipped right here to taxi. It would have turned me around automatically. But for the most part, I can handle doing my taxis and takeoffs. Yeah, here we go. I wanted to ask for pushback again. I thought it would just push me back further.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738. Requesting pushback.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738. Pushback request accepted.
It brought the tow truck.
So far, okay. Pushback is complete.
But it didn't move.
You are cleared to start engines.
And I don't know what the slew button is on my keyboard for 24, and I don't think it works in career mode anyway. Or else I would have pushed, like I said, I would have pushed us back a bit more, and then, because on pushback, they should have pushed us back further, and then went tail left, nose right. That's just one of those, I guess, in-game glitch things that happens in career mode. Or it could happen in free flight for all I know. Now, I don't know, for those of you that actually watch these recordings or live streams, since I'm recording a pre-recorded flight, and I can skip ahead, should I? Because I don't have much to talk about unless you guys come in and you're talking to me. I could easily just not make these lives. I could do these as just regular videos. But, and I only wanted to get I only did the one flight. I could have done more, but the longer I stay streaming, the longer I end up streaming altogether, doing 2 different streams. So, 1 hour over there on Twitch, 1 hour record over here on live, on YouTube, so. They have changed one thing. I believe in career mode, we used to have to do pre-flight prep. Like, taking covers off the engines and pitot 2. We still have to do that with the GA stuff, but with the airliner, I haven't been having to do it. Now, I haven't done a free flight. In free flight, I haven't done one with a jet to see if they still make our airliner and see if you still have to do the pre-flight walk around and remove chocks and all that.
Passengers, our captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please stow your hand luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment.
As you saw with that turnaround, we went through some jetways.
If you are seated near an emergency exit, carefully read the special instructions card located by your seat. A reminder that this is non-smoking flight, including the lavatories. If you have any questions, feel free to ask one of our attendants. Thank you.
I attempted to stay in the cockpit more on this taxi than I normally would have.
To all passengers, here are the safety procedures. There are identified emergency exits on this aircraft. Take a minute to locate the exit closest to you, including behind you. Count the number of rows to this exit. Should the cabin experience a sudden loss of pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose, like this. Pull the strap to tighten it. If you are traveling with children, make sure your own mask is on before helping your children. In the unlikely event of an emergency, leave your carry-on items behind. Life rafts are located below your seats. Emergency lighting will lead you to your closest exit and slide. Now, make sure that all hand luggage is stowed away safely. While we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the safety data card in your seat pocket.
And someone else also commented about where the traffic was, and they're correct. Especially here. I'm flying out of O'Hare. I should be hearing plenty of radio traffic, and I have AI traffic turned on. I've got all that turned on. That I have multiplayer turned off because I'm not connected with Game Pass, so I don't have. But AI traffic, it's not on the comms, and in free flight it is. In career mode it isn't. And I think they just didn't integrate real world stuff onto career mode. They wanted you to focus on this and not worry about all other types of traffic. But yeah, it's really quiet in career mode at major airports where you would not, where you would be hearing chatter all the time. And like I said, this was a 6-hour flight, and I only stuck with it till we got the cruise before I skipped to descent. But we would have been on New York Center, and then from there I don't know when. So we're on Chicago the whole time on this flight of until we get to the descent mode. But I know we would have switched over to New York Center. After that, I'm not sure because we flew to Iceland, so I didn't put that in the title because I wasn't sure where we were going. I didn't pay enough attention to put in the arrival airport. But yeah, we're parting at Accord and going to now my next flight I gotta that I'll pick will be from where we land in Iceland. So I don't know. I don't know if I should change it up and pick some different type of flights. I know you go around the world more if you pick the VIPs and the airliners, even heavy cargo. They're everything's unlocked that can be unlocked thanks to, I guess, Microsoft or so. They did that automatically. Like I said, they created companies for me, and I'm not flying with companies because I'm not gonna waste my money on the plane going bad or something going wrong with the plane and I gotta fix it. But because on my own career, when I wasn't gonna mess with careers, or I wasn't gonna mess with companies, but everything's unlocked. But the only missions in the helicopter I would do would be passenger transport, and I'm not very good with the helicopter. And then not medevac. The search and rescue stuff is a pain in the butt. I don't know if there's just straightforward medical evac like you do in the airplane. I hadn't looked at that yet. I might have to look at that off stream. I would just stick to doing first flights and flight seeing with the Cessna 172 and do all those, but you know, there's never a lack of missions. There's definitely no end game to your career mode. It's whatever you want your end game to be. So if you're done completely with career mode and don't want to do anymore, I guess if you've built all your companies, you've bought every plane you can, and that they allow you to in career mode, then I guess that is your end game. But there's no end. There's no end to the missions you can fly. I would jump ahead here, but I don't know how far ahead I will I'll go if I jump us ahead, so. I want to make sure we get this takeoff. It said I was flap over speed, so I don't know what I was doing when I took off here. What I was doing wrong when I took off. I had flaps at 5, I was at full power. But it said I was at some over speed on something. I don't know. You know, there's always that little orange thing that pops up at the top of the screen that I am never paying attention to. I hear the sound effect for it, but I'm like, wait, what am I doing wrong? And I can't read it quick enough. I'm too busy, you know, doing what I think I should be doing. I should have really skipped this taxi, though. I should have skipped the taxi. But this taxi was straightforward. There's sometimes I'll skip taxi just because obstacles are in the way. I really need to get better at doing my thumbnails or just allowing the YouTube to pick something. I know I never got dinged for overspeeding on taxiing. I think it's a good rule of thumb, no matter what aircraft you're flying, to stay under 20 knots. So, yeah, today is at Cinco de Mayo. I don't know if I'll be doing a video tomorrow night. I just do these when I want to. And I just had enough energy today to get a flight recorded twice. I mean, I re-recorded on Twitch regardless. Because if the game just started going really wonky, then I can just delete the Twitch stream. Or just leave it up there and not record my YouTube. The YouTube version. Alright. Now, I stopped short. I had to rev up the engines again. Just to move forward about 3 feet. It's really picky with your airliner of where you should be stopping.
O'Hare Tower, United Mike Whiskey Alpha 7 Tree 8 at runway 10 left, ready for departure.
Oh, excuse me. Like I said, I need to fix my call sign in free flight so it doesn't keep saying United in career mode.
Takeoff runway 10 left. Cleared for takeoff runway 10 left. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 7 Tree 8. To all passengers, prepare for takeoff. Please ensure your seatbelt is fastened tightly. Your seat is in the upright position, and your tray table is securely stored. Thank you.
got my flaps to 5. Like I said, I had flaps 5. Alright, let's line us up. I think I was a little left of the center line. Right, there we go. I think I lined us back up. Runway 10. That means we're at the 100-degree heading. Alright. Full power. Something happened here at takeoff that I don't really like, but I got off the ground anyway.
V1, rotate.
Yeah, we started veering to the right, and then it said that message. I have no idea what it is. What was it? Yeah, well, I was about to put the landing gear up when it said that one. I don't know if that counts against my points I earn or not.
125.0 for United Mike
Usually
Whiskey
it does.
738.
Because when I've gotten that for overspeed on taxi, that's what's taken points away.
Chicago departure. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738 is at 2,000 feet, climbing flight level tree 50. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738, Chicago departure, altimeter tree 000, radar contact continue.
I hand flew for quite a bit here. Well, now I'm not. I did put it in the cursor AI mode for most of this. And it handled it okay. For the most part.
Captain, some passengers are complaining about the turbulence.
Excuse me. Alright, we're through the clouds. Clouds weren't that thick to go through.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738, contact Chicago Center on 120.35. Good day. Going to 120.35. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738. Chicago Center. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738 is passing 9,500 feet, climbing flight level tree 50.
Passing 10,000 feet.
United
Alright.
Mike Whiskey Alpha 738.
Landing lights off.
Chicago Center, altimeter tree
And I skipped the descent and I forgot to put landing lights back on. I was more worried about where we were on our descent to make sure I was in the right flight path and, getting gear down and flaps down and speed down. didn't worry about the lights. But so if I wasn't dual streaming these, like doing Twitch and then bringing it over here to YouTube so you guys could hear my lovely voice, I might have recorded the whole 6-hour flight without skipping any part, or not recorded it at all on any platform. But I don't expect anybody on Twitch to love the content of just flights. And I know I've said I might do other games, I just haven't done that yet. So, I don't know. Flight sim has been majority of my videos, along with train sim, but I just can't get into train sim, and it doesn't have the same appeal and fun that it used to have. It's more work. This is work, but I enjoy them. I enjoy doing flights when the game works properly. So, like I said, train sim it's fun, but it's not. I don't know. We'll see. Train sim world is there's constantly updates and DLCs that if you want them, you gotta buy them just to stay up to date, and it's a money sink more than I think flight sim. Flight sim, I don't buy a whole lot of third-party aircraft because, well, I can't because of Xbox. I can only buy what they have in the store. And I did buy airports and stuff for 2020. I might buy some here in 24, but it's not like every month I gotta spend like the same price for a new game. Each piece of DLC that comes out for Train Sim World is sometimes the price of a new game. It's about 60, 70 bucks. And I know if you tried to buy everything out of in the Microsoft Flight Store, in the simulator, you tried to buy everything in the store, you would be spending a lot of money. Some of the planes alone are 70 bucks. So usually when I buy DLC on here, on 2020 anyway, I would try to buy bundles. Make sure I didn't accidentally repurchase stuff when I looked at bundles. Like, I was looking at trying to get the aircraft carriers in 2020, but I realized it's just extra airports you can land. You can only land certain aircraft on, and it's not like you can do military anything military wise with the planes. You can fly them from base to base, but you can't do missions with them.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha, 7 Tree 8, contact Chicago Center on 125.1. Good day.
You see this?
125.1. United Mike Whiskey Alpha, 7 Tree 8.
We're
Chicago Center.
just
United Mike Whiskey Alpha, 7 Tree 8.
now over the
Is at
lake.
flight level 2 Tree 0, climbing flight level tree 50.
I said, I think I got across
Chicago Center. Radar contact.
and went feet dry again by the time I hit cruise. In fact, we're a little higher than we need to be, according to those blue squares. But the computer's gonna fly the way the computer's gonna fly. Today's flight was a successful flight. Successful in that the game didn't crash on my approach like it did when I was doing my San Francisco to Los Angeles flight. I was like 500 feet off the ground and the game crashed. Today it didn't, thank goodness. I thought I might have had a crash, but you know. You know, I said New York Center. We might have, not that I wasn't in the airline. We might have had to switch over to Toronto Center for a bit.
Center on 127.55. Good day. 127.55. United Mike Whiskey Alpha, 7 Tree 8. Center, United Mike Whiskey Alpha, 7 Tree 8, is passing flight level 285, climbing flight level tree 50. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738, Center, radar contact. Continue.
See, I was outside when they gave me the call, so I'm not sure which center we're talking.
Alpha 738, contact Chicago Center on 128.5. Good day.
I don't know if we were on Toronto right there, and now we're switching back to Chicago.
128.5. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738. Chicago Center, United Mike Whiskey Alpha 7 Tree 8 is at flight level 295, climbing flight level tree 50.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 7 Tree 8, Chicago Center, radar contact continue.
Not much to talk about, folks. Sorry. Maybe we're I mean, I'm doing my commentary, but there's not much to talk about. I think we're near cruise. Like I said, I think I hit cruise altitude just as I went feet dry, but we're halfway across the lake. And I hadn't said it yet, so, you're watching this later, please hit that like and subscribe. If you want to chat, find me on Discord. And I'm also on Twitch. Don't know how to tell you to find me on Twitch, though. And I don't know how to put the links in the description thing. I'm very bad at that. I don't know how. Just always look for Maddie L. Lynn. If you find another channel with that name, then listen to it. Find out whether it's mine or not. I've not really been in a gaming mood, we'll put it that way. I came across Life is Strange games. They're cool. I played through 2 of them now. Life is Strange and Life is Strange Before the Storm. I got plenty of games I could record. I gotta feel in the mood to sit here and play a game. And lately, I just don't. I don't know if it's because I got bored. I've lost interest. It might be that. Might be just because I got lost interest. I don't know. There's like plenty of games I grew up. I not say grew up, but I played back in the day, and I played them on PlayStation 2. Now I have them on Xbox versions of them, and they're different, so they kind of put me off because they're just a little too different. I'm talking about Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell, I love the PlayStation 2 versions. I've loved watching gameplay footage of Xbox versions, even the PC versions. And they're all different.
Good morning to all passengers. This is your captain speaking. Today, I'm assisted by co-pilot W, Moran. Welcome aboard flight MWA 738, inbound to Cernstrommer. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 34,000 feet and at an airspeed of 250 knots. It's 10:40 a.m. and we should expect a smooth flight all the way. On behalf of all crew members, we thank you for flying with us today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Now, when I was recording this and he said 10:40 a.m., I looked at the clock on my phone and it said 11. So somehow either I was 20 minutes behind or something. I don't know.
If you need additional reading light, just push the button above your head.
Now, with this being a 6-hour flight, I guarantee you there was probably an in-flight meal. Here we go to descent.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS Zulu runway 19 approach via Elvam transition. Clear to Elvam.
Okay.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS Zulu runway 19 approach via Elvam transition. Clear to Elvam. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 7 Tree 8.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 7 Tree 8. Contact Keflavik approach on 119 decimal tree. Good day.
I think someone wants to try to get in their
119
bedroom.
decimal tree. United Mike Whiskey
I'm
Alpha
not getting up
7
to let her
Tree 8.
in.
Keflavik approach. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 7 Tree 8 is at 3,600 feet, descending 3,000 feet.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 7 Tree 8, Keflavik approach, QNH 101 tree, radar contact, continue.
Alright.
We've already started our descent to Keflavik and expect to land in few minutes. If you want to adjust your watch, it is 5:59 p.m. in Cernstjobber now and temperature is 46 degrees Fahrenheit. On behalf of all our crew, thank you for choosing Midwest Airlines today. We wish you a pleasant stay in Cernstjobber and hope to see you again very soon.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 7 Tree 8, you are 900 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 3,000 feet QNH 101 tree.
Climb and maintain 3,000 feet. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 7 Tree 8.
Yeah, and I took control, so it's my aircraft. Now it's not my aircraft. I forgot what I was doing. I think the AI pilot was turning in a little too early.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 7 Tree 8, please expedite your climb 3,000 feet.
Yeah, I don't know why you kept telling me to go to
Excessive top
3,000.
speed, Captain. Captain, we should slow to below 250 knots until we have passed 10,000 feet.
I think that was an overspeed warning for flaps.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 7 Tree 8, please expedite your climb
Yeah, didn't see a need to climb back to 3,000. I just turned and slowed me down and lined me up for the runway, which may have been a mistake.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738, please expedite your climb 3,000 feet.
There's a message here in a little bit that I was responding to ATC with, and in the heat of the moment, I hit the button and just kept doing what I was doing. I didn't even pay attention to ATC. I didn't mean to put the HUD thing down. Okay. Got us lined up.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738, contact completed tower on 118 decimal tree when inbound.
Tower on 118 decimal tree. United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738.
I didn't have clearance. Now I stayed on the runway. I reduced speed.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738. You were not cleared to land. Clear the runway.
Now, for some reason, I couldn't move. I tried to throttle up and get off the runway to taxi. It wasn't working.
United Mike
I thought
Whiskey
maybe
Alpha
my brakes were
738.
on,
You were not cleared to land. Clear the runway.
but nope. No, I throttled up, but for some reason we weren't moving. I might have popped the tires.
United Mike Whiskey Alpha 738. You were not cleared to land. Clear the runway.
Well, since I couldn't get off the runway, I just shut down the engines. All I could do was do the shutdown. And we completed the flight. Yeah. Passenger satisfaction at 6%. 6%, right? Airline procedures was correct. I didn't respect the condition of the aircraft, but I got a C, which is normally what I score anyway. Alright, so I maintained what I normally do when I'm flying. But man, am I losing a lot of money because of that rep going down. Now, I wasn't sure exactly where we flew to, so let's jump back in here. We left Chicago. And I knew we went somewhere in Iceland. here's the little dot of where we're at. So this is where we were, where we landed. And of course, there's missions and all that. So, well, folks, that was a successful flight. I was just in here checking out what other flights were leaving from that airport. I don't know what we'll do in the next one. You'll just have to come in and find out. But thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.